Hello everybody. More than a week now with the AYN Thor, and I wanted to make an updated video after I took it also on my trip. I took it on the airplane, I had no issues at all, but I wanted to get some things out and probably some things that I want to see changed and improved with the software, but also some things that you need to know when it comes down to purchasing this device. This video will not really be focusing on anything positive because everything positive that I have said before, all of them are there. All of the positive things are there. Like you're enjoying 3DS, you're enjoying DS, you're enjoying retro achievements, streaming from your PC, and streaming it here has been fantastic. I have been playing a lot of Dragon Quest 1 F2 like this, and I have also been playing a lot of Pirate Yakuza, the one with Majima, and I have also been playing Spider-Man Remaster. All of those games being able to be played here, no problem at all whatsoever for me. Yeah, that's pretty much it from that. But I wanted to make the video today because I gathered some information that is feedback and some things I want to see change when it comes to the software kind of things, and some things that you need to know before purchasing this device because as you can understand, it is not exactly a console, right? So there has to be some kind of catches. So let's get right into it. First, I want to talk about the software. The thing that I want mostly changed is this part here. This toggle is absolutely fine to have here, but this FPS thing is inaccurate, it serves no purpose, it's useless. I would rather have replaced this part here, just leave the toggle on top, but replace this part with something like an estimated time of how long your battery going to last. I think that is way more helpful and way more many people going to be, benefited from this. Now, another thing that I want to see is a Wi-Fi toggle in here because I figured out that during my flight and during my trip there, when I went for a weekend, when you don't have the Wi-Fi on, you are saving a lot of battery. And battery gets consumed even when this is on sleep. So if you don't care about retro achievements and stuff like this, you can have it turned off. But I would prefer for people that like to have it on to enjoy retro achievements and all of that, to have in the software a toggle for the Wi-Fi so you can just easily close it and open it and make it work for you however you want. That would really help things out when it comes to saving battery and just using it however you want. Another thing I want to see here is something for screenshot, a button for screenshot or capture. Like hold it and it's like gonna start screen recording, or press it once and it's gonna be a screenshot. A lot of emulators, they don't have the ability to screenshot, so you have to always get this down, get here, move the button somewhere so you can be able to press it and press the screenshot button here. Till you do that, most likely the moment you wanted to capture has already been gone, because a lot of these games, they didn't have pause back then and they didn't have features such as screenshots in those consoles, so they were never really made like this expecting you to screenshot. But now we are in the future and I want to do that for some cool moments in some games, and it kind of sucks that that is not the case. So if it's possible, I would want to see this thing expanded a little bit here and to be able to select something like a screenshot button. Because they have it here on the side menu, but I removed the side menu because it is constantly lighting up on the side and I don't like that. It feels stupid. Now let's get to talk about the things that you need to be aware of purchasing this device that have nothing really to do with the device itself, but has to do with you relying on things like emulators and stuff like this. So in playing everything, I had absolutely no issues 90%. Most of my issues came from when I wanted to do 3DS. Some games, they don't really cooperate the same as others. And what I mean is the shader compilation affects games differently. How it affects Monster Hunter Ultimate is completely different to how it affects something like Fire Emblem Awakening. And I have been to anyone that I'm saying those two games, they will think that, oh, Monster Hunter gonna be unplayable, it's an action game, shader compilation gonna be garbage. And to my surprise, that is not the case at all. Like, that is not the case at all. This plays ultra smooth without doing anything. The same with Dragon Quest VII, which has really small, minimal FPS drops when you're doing some attacks for the first time. But that is not the same at all to what happens when you're playing Fire Emblem Awakening. That game, you're gonna have a lot of different animations, you're gonna have the pair up animations, it has a lot of stuff, and always it is very annoying to wait for it. I don't think there is like a fast forward for this emulator, so I don't know if there is. And yeah, my problem is mostly there, and you also have to do some very specific configured things to make sure that it's gonna run the best. Because if you go by default and you don't put custom drivers, custom Ternit drivers, or you don't change it to Vulkan, you're gonna have a bad time when you're playing some games. But outside of that, the experience has been great. But just you have to do some research. That is why I'm saying this. I'm not saying that this is impossible to play or anything, Fire Emblem Awakening, but you have to know from the start, do some research about the games that you want to play before you buy this. Because while I was really surprised there was no problem on Monster Hunter 4, I was a little bit annoyed that there were so many issues with Fire Emblem Awakening. And then we go to DS, which this is perfect for DS. Outside of the screen not really having, the perfect pixel aspect ratio, that is fine. You can make it yourself if you want, but there is no problem at all. Like on DS, everything is perfect. I even played games like Rhythm Heaven and Trauma Center with this little, very cheap, like under $10 pen with this little tip, and it worked completely fine. Like I had no problems at all, no crazy things like input lag or anything like that. It has been working fine with me. And the other thing that I want to say is when you go for the Smith emulation, I'm not going to say the name, you can laugh now, but I'm not going to say the name and I'm not going to show anything, but there are a lot of issues when you're using this device. So I will not suggest to get this device to play the Smiths. Because if you want to play the Smiths, there are games randomly that work like really well. There are games that don't work really well. And there are games that it's not really the game specifically, but it is the engine that gets emulated, and that can cause issues. I had trouble when I dumped my own cartridge to play Dragon Quest 1 and 2. And I had a lot of issues with lighting. I had to change the accuracy to high, and then everything was playing at 10 FPS. And I was like, that is not a great experience. And then I dubbed something else, and it was working just fine. So that was really new. And I really don't understand how it works exactly. But because that specific emulation is very new, and even more new when it comes to Android, so that is something that you will have to come in terms with and understand that not everything is going to work great when it comes to 3DS and Smiths. So yeah, just be aware of that. That you have to go a lot of down of rabbit holes, make a lot of compromises, and even when you do on something like I said, Dragon Quest 1 and 2, that is a pixel remaster kind of game, like it doesn't have crazy stuff going on, but it still was really hard to play correctly. And I was not satisfied with that, so I went back to play it on my Steam Deck and my Nintendo Switch too. So yeah, that is pretty much what I have here for you today, because everything else, playing with the device, has been amazing. But just these things, I think you need to know before you buy this. And no matter if you have, this is the Pro. So no matter if you have the Pro or the Max, these issues are going to be the same. It's not a VRAM issue, so it is not going to be any different. So yeah, that is pretty much it. And when it comes to Gamehub, just know that anything that has de novo, it is not going to work well until they remove de novo. So just be aware of that as well. And that is pretty much it. Like everything else has been excellent with this device, and I use it every day. And the battery life has been alright. I wish it was a little bit better when it comes to sleep, or at least let you configure it, toggle here the Wi-Fi so you save easier battery. My advice for right now is to just keep turning it off if you're gonna have it off for a lot of hours, unless you know, like if you're playing in between breaks or something like that, or like during a long commute, you don't have to turn it off. But I think it's best when you have really big breaks, like 5-6 hours. It's better just turn it off completely, unless you really wanna get off right away when you get back into it. So yep, that is pretty much everything about my experience with this device. Please let me know in the comments below if you have this device, if you experience the same things as me, or if not, or if you want to learn anything else specific about this device. Sorry for the not showing any gameplay here, but I tried to get this video to live. I don't know whenever they're gonna strike with those things or whatever they target. So yeah, thank you for watching, and yeah, see you next time. Goodbye.